Okay, so our lessons for this day is about the propositions. And our lesson outcomes are the following. At the end of the lesson, the learner is able to illustrate a proposition, symbolize propositions, distinguish between simple and compound propositions, and perform different types of operations on propositions. So ito yung ating mga lesson outline. Yes, first, yung definition ng proposition. Second, define simple and compound proposition. Third, distinguish simple and compound proposition. 4, introduce how to construct truth table. And 5, define logical operators, negation, conjunction, disjunction, conditional, and biconditional. Okay, formally, we are going to define the proposition. A proposition is a declarative sentence. Okay, so kanina tinanong natin or nirecall natin yung iba't ibang types of sentences at ang isa doon ay ang declarative sentence. Then it is connected with the word proposition. Declarative sentence that is either true or false, but not both. If a proposition is true, then its truth value is true, which is denoted by capital letter T. Otherwise, its truth value is false, which is denoted by capital F. Kapag nagkaroon na tayo ng truth table, gagamitin lang natin na notation for true, capital T, and for false, capital F. Propositions are usually denoted by small letters. For example, proposition P with a statement of everyone should study logic. Okay, ayan. If a sequence of proposition is considered, we denote the proposition by P sub 1, comma, P sub 2, comma, and so on. So if we're going to write a proposition into a sequence, ito yung kanyang notation na gagamitin. Mindanao is an island in the Philippines. Next, find a number which divides your age. My seatmate will get a perfect score in the logic exam. Yes, welcome to the Philippines. And T or statement T, 3 plus 2 equals 5. Statement U, f of x is equals to square root of x all over x plus 1 is a rational function. Statement V, what is the domain of the function? Statement W, I am lying. Statement P sub 1, it is not the case that square root of 2 is a rational number. Statement P sub 2, either logic is fun and interest or it is boring. And statement P, if you're a grade 11 student, then you are a Filipino. Okay, so yun yung mga statement na pwede nating gawing example, then declare natin kung alin dyan sa mga statements ang tinatawag natin na proposition. Next, may tinatawag tayong compound proposition. By definition, a compound proposition is a proposition formed from simpler proposition using logical connectors or some combination of logical connectors. Some logical connectors involving propositions P, N, or Q may be expressed as follows. Ito yung mga tinatawag nating logical connectors. Not P, P and Q, P or Q. If P, then Q. Where comma symbol stands for some propositions. A proposition is simple if it cannot be broken down any further into other component propositions. Okay, let's cite an example under compound proposition. For each of the following proposition in example 1, determine whether it is a simple or compound proposition. If it is compound proposition, identify the simple components. So pa rin tayo sa example natin kanina. Pero kukuhanin lang natin dito yung mga proposition. Like statement P, proposition R, proposition T, proposition U, proposition P sub 1, proposition P sub 2, and proposition P sub 3. Identify na lang natin kung alin dyan yung mga simple at kung ano yung mga compound proposition. Okay, so ito na yung ating mga sagot dun sa question kanina. So, mula sa statement P hanggang P sub 3. So, meron tayong simple, simple, simple. Yung P, R, T hanggang U. At yung P sub 1, P sub 2, P sub 3, lahat naman yun ay compound. Okay, so ayan, the propositions P, R, T, U are all simple proposition. On the other hand, yung mga compound propositions naman ay yung P sub 1, P sub 2, and P sub 3. Ito yung propositions natin, P sub 1, P sub 2, P sub 3. Then yung simple components naman nun, sa P sub 1, ang simple component ay yung square root of 2 is a rational number. Then yung P sub 2, ang kanyang simple component ay logic is fun, logic is interesting, logic is boring. P sub 3, simple component, you study hard, you get good grades. Ayan. Okay? So the compound proposition can thus be expressed as follow. Since yung ating P sub 1, P sub 2, P sub 3 ay mga compound propositions, pwede natin gamitin yung ating notation or yung ating tinatawag na compound proposition. So yung P sub 1 ay pwede nating gamitan ng not R. Yung P sub 2 naman, P and I or B. P sub 3, if H, then G. Base doon sa ating simple components. Okay? Okay, so ito naman yung ating truth table. Definition, given a proposition, its truth table show all its possible truth values. Example 1. Since a proposition has two possible truth values, a proposition would have the following truth table. Kasi di ba sabi natin na ang proposition ay it is a declarative sentence can be answered by true or false. Kaya yon ang isang possible value, two possible values ng proposition. Truth tables can also be used to display various combinations of truth values of two compositions P and Q. The rows of the table will correspond to each truth value combination of P and Q. So there will be a 2 square equals 4 number of rows. So the truth table proposition are following. Let's say meron tayong statement P or proposition P. So ang pwede niyang maging truth table, true or false. Gagamitin na natin yung capital P for true and capital F for false. So dito mapapansin nyo sa ating truth table, since isa lang yung propositions natin, ibig sabihin, kaya mabibilang na natin yung number of rows, pwede natin gamitin na kasi ang ating possible values, true or false, so meron tayong dalawang possible values. Then, isa lang naman yung ating proposition, so i-raise to 1 lang natin. So, 2 raised to 1, yung 1 doon ay number of proposition. Kaya ang magiging sagot lang natin ay 2. So, yung answer naman, iyon yung magiging number of rows. Okay. Ayan. So, kaya ang number of rows natin ay dalawa lang. 1 and 2. So, depende sa number of proposition ang magiging number of rows din natin. Okay. So dito, 'di ba, dalawa na yung combine, no? P and Q. So dalawa na yung proposition natin. So kaya ang magiging number of rows natin ay 4 na ngayon. 'Di ba? First row, second row, third row and fourth row. Then, pagdating naman sa columns, statement P, yun yung ating first column. Kaya ang magiging division of truth table natin, dalawang true, then followed ng dalawang false. Then, pagdating naman sa second column, siya naman yung ating second proposition, Q. Ang magiging truth table naman natin doon na alternate. So, true, false, true, false. Kaya, pag binilang natin yung number of rows, meron tayong 4. Kasi nga, ang kanyang magiging computation, so, base 2, yung base 2 para yon sa true, false. Then, dalawa ang kanyang proposition, kaya square. So, pag kinompute natin yan, meron tayong 4. So, yung 4, yun ngayon ang number of rows. Okay, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So, pag in-extend natin yan, let's say, 3 propositions na tayo. Ang proposition natin ay P, Q, and R. So, probably, ang magiging number of rows ay 8. Kasi, base 2, then, base to 3, yun yung propositions. So, equals 8. Okay? So, ito ngayon ang magiging truth table. Yung columns, nandun ang proposition P, proposition Q, proposition R. Ngayon, pagdating naman sa distribution ng true or false, syempre dun sa ating proposition P, magiging tig-4 ang true, ganun din ang false. So, 4 na true, 4 na false. Okay? Para sa proposition P. Pagdating naman sa proposition, dalawang true, dalawang false, dalawang true, dalawang false. At pagdating naman sa proposition R, alternate. True, false, true, false, true, false, true, false. So, ganun na magiging distribution natin ng true, false, true, false. Okay? In general, a truth table involving proposition has 2 raised to n rows. Yung base natin na 2 para sa true, false, at yung n ay para naman yan sa number of proposition. Yung letter n, ito yung proposition natin. Okay? Okay, next definition, yung mga logical operators naman. Mga logical operators. So, gagamitan na natin ngayon ng symbol yung ating mga operators. First, simula tayo with the negation. The negation of a proposition P is denoted by not P. So, ito yung ating notation na gagamitin. Para siyang wave P. Tapos, not P ang ibig sabihin yan. Sa ibang book, mapapansin nyo, ginagamit lang ng ganito. Parang, parang negative symbol. Not P. So, kung ano man ang gagamitin natin symbol, basta ibig sabihin nyo na yung not P. Yun yung gagamitin natin ay para siyang wave. And it's defined through its truth table. Okay, tingnan natin sa truth table. Itong not P. So, first column natin ay yung P, proposition P. So, meron siyang true, false. Pag kinuha natin yung not P nung proposition P, kung siya ay true, syempre ang sagot ay false. At kung false naman, ang kanyang not P ay true. So, negation of a proposition. Example natin dun sa negation na. The statement, state the negation of the following proposition. And sub 1, P of x is equals to quantity of x minus 1 divided x plus 2 is a polynomial. And sub 2, 2 is an odd numbers. And sub 3, the tinikling is the most difficult dance. And sub 4, everyone in Visayas speaks Cebuano. Okay, for the negation of the following. So, n sub 1, ang kanyang negation, not n sub 1, it is not true that p of x is equal to x minus 1 divided x plus 2 is a polynomial function. So, nilagyan natin ng not true. Kaya naging negation na. Okay. n sub 2, ano ang kanyang magiging negation? So, not n sub 2, ang kanyang negation, 2 is an even number. So, kasi dito sa ating statement, sa proposition natin, 2 is an odd number. So, pag kinuha natin yung not n sub 2, 2 is an even number. Next, not n sub 3. Sabi ng ating proposition, the tinikling is the most difficult dance. Ang not n sub 3, the tinikling is not the most difficult dance. Ayan, meron tayong negation na not. And the last, n sub 4, everyone in Visayas speaks Cebuano. So, pag kinuha natin yung kanyang not n sub 4, not everyone in Visayas speaks Cebuano. Meron tayong negation na not. Okay. Next, logical operator. The conjunction of the propositions P and Q is denoted by, sa conjunction na tayo, ito yung kanyang notation, P, tapos para tayong merong symbol na hat. Ayan. Pero yan ay ibig sabihin niya ay end. So, kaya pag binasa natin tong notation, P and Q. P and Q. Madali lang tandaan yung, yung kanyang symbol kasi para siyang letter A. Letter A na walang line sa gitna. Yan. So, pag nakita niya yung symbol na yan, ibig sabihin niya P and Q. And is defined through its truth table. Okay. So, tingnan natin sa truth table. So, dalawa na yung ating proposition, P and Q. Ibig sabihin, ang magiging number ng rows ay 4. Ito yung ating first column. Ang statement ay P. At yung second column naman ay Q. So sa proposition P, dalawang true, dalawang false. At sa proposition Q, true, false, true, false. So pag kinuha natin yung P and Q, true and true, that is true. True and false, false. False and true, false. False and false, false. The propositions and are called conjuncts. The conjunction is true only when both conjunctions and are true. Yan. So, doon lang nagkakaroon ng true propositions ang isang conjunction kapag yung dalawa na ay true. Once na meron lang na isang false, automatic false na yung conjunction. Okay, so ito yung ating example. Express the following conjunction using symbol. Ito yung mga symbol natin i-express natin naman yan in English sentences. So number 1, P and Q. Number 2, P and not Q. 3, angel do not exist. And pi is less than or equal 3. 4, while angels do not exist, pi greater than 3. So for the solution, so number 1, angels exist and pi is greater than 3. Okay, so angel exists. Okay, next. So, tingnan natin So, yung P, ang statement P natin ay yung angels. Then, angel exists. Yung statement Q natin ay yung pi greater than 3. So, pag yung number 1, convert natin yung English sentence. So, angel exists and pi is greater than 3. Okay, parang ganito yan. Ilagay natin yung statement P natin ay yun yung angel exists. So, P angel exists. Then, yung statement Q natin, yun naman yung yung pi. Gagamitin natin yung word na pi. Greater than 3. Next, yung number 2 naman, P and not Q. So, ang mangyayari ngayon ay angel exists and pi is less than or equal to 3. Or, pwede na gamitin na angels exist yet pi is less than or equal to 3. Diba? Kasi ang kinuha nating negation ay yung not Q. So, kung ang Q natin ay pi is greater than 3, so pag kinuha natin yung not Q, yung negation ng pi greater than 3, ang negation niya ay pi is less than or equal to 3. Okay? Next, number 3, pag binalik naman natin from English sentence, gagamitin natin into symbol. So, angel do not exist. O, ibig sabihin, kontra siya or negation siya ng P. Kaya ang magiging symbol natin, not P and not Q. Ayan. Diba? Kasi lang alagay dito, angel do not exist. So, not P yun. And pi is less than or equal to 3, kaya not Q. And the last, while angels do not exist, and pi is greater than 3. So yung P natin ay negation, not P and Q. Kasi yung Q natin ay yung ating statement or yung ating proposition Q. Yan. Okay, so dito sa ating example 1 to 4, nagamit natin yung tinatawag natin conjunction of the proposition, pati din yung negation of the proposition. Okay, next. The disjunction of the propositions P and Q is denoted by, okay, ito naman yung ating disjunction. P or Q. So, ang symbol natin, itong symbol na to ay that is or tinatawag natin disjunct. Kabaligtaran naman siya ng end natin kanina. So, para naman siyang letter V. Okay? And it is defined through its truth table. So, tingnan naman natin sa truth table. Sa first column, proposition P. Second column, proposition Q. True, true, false, false, true, false, true, false. So, pagdating naman sa ating disjunction, true or true, that is also true. True or false, and that is true. False or true, also true. False or false, false. The proposition or are called disjuncts. The above truth table show us that the disjunction P or Q is false only when both disjuncts P and Q are false. Nagkakaroon lang ng disjunction sa ating truth table kapag yung dalawa ay false, parehas na false, so magkakaroon ng false disjunction. Yun lang yan So the above truth table show us the disjunction P or Q is false only when both disjuncts P and Q are false. Okay? So doon lang sila magiging false kapag dalawa na sila parehas na false. Okay, next example 4 na tayo. So tatlo yung ating proposition. Let P, Q, and R be the following proposition. So yung proposition P natin, Victor has a date with Lisa. Proposition Q, Janri is sleeping. Proposition R, Yumir is eating. Okay, so yun yung ating mga propositions. Then express the following. 1 to 3 from symbol to English. Then yung 4, 5 from English to symbol. So sa number 1, ang pwede nating ibigay ay Victor has a date with Lisa and Janri is sleeping. No? Ayan. So Victor has a date with Lisa or Janri is sleeping. Sa number 2 naman, Q or not R. So ibig sabihin pag convert natin into English, either Janri is sleeping or Yumir is not eating. Okay? Number 3, P or quantity of Q or R. So into English, either Victor